What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to King Sarge's video, Is Sparking Zero Content What We Expected? Now, I did pre-watch it. He made a lot of good points, though, that I would also like to touch up on and give my initial thoughts and reactions to as well. We see eye to eye on a lot of the problems with the game right now, and it was kind of nice to hear his perspective as well, just to know I wasn't the only one out there. But regardless, I'm going to bring it to you all here today. Linked to his video in the description below. Be sure to check out his channel and subscribe as well. And here we go.
With Sparking Zero being out for 3 weeks, I've noticed something common amongst a lot of Sparking Zero content creators. Now, I'm not talking about the big...
Bro, that if you're watching this, that music you got playing in your background, dude, that shit is fire. That shit is gas.
Creators like Afro, Rhymes, C Reacts, and so forth. They're doing pretty well for themselves. We can all admit that. But I'm talking about the people that they said we're going to be able to eat off this game. Y'all remember that, right? The small content creators. Now, after the release of Sparking Zero, it seemed that...
Real quick, for those of you who don't know, right, there was a big uproar, a big uprising, a quote-unquote content war or creator war between the bigger creators and the smaller creators. The bigger creators that he had just said, plus a few others, had released like a lot of the early stuff, a lot of the content that you could have expected from the game getting early access, right? They got to see it before everybody else. They could play it. They released a bunch of the character abilities, like initial cut scenes and transformations and things like that. And they kind of made content that a lot of smaller creators could have done as well. But the issue is that since they already have their following and stuff like that, it would have been repetitive if, say, I did it. No one's going to come see me do something that C Reacts did or that Dota did, you know. So the issue was a lot of small creators felt like they hogged all the spotlight, hogged all the content, and the larger creators said, hey, just get creative, you know. And there's some truth to that, you know, just get creative, work hard, it'll come naturally. But it is kind of, it was kind of like putting salt on the wound in a little bit.
Not only just myself, but a lot of other creators saw a huge drop in views, not only in long form content, but also in live streams as well, which has been kind of on my mind for a while. And if you're in the...
It's been on my mind too. I'm mad I didn't take a screenshot, because day one, Sparking Zero had like 84,000 or some crazy number of views on Twitch. And now I don't even think I've seen it break 1,000 in the past like few days. It's been rough. The drop is crazy.
The live streams, you know that I feel a certain type of way about it, and it's a little discouraging. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When the whole Twitter space or X space or whatever you want to call it happened a couple weeks before the game came out, when all the creators were in there, they said, yo, this game's gonna be generational. There's gonna be crazy amounts of content to make. But honestly, I could be wrong, but for me, I'm just seeing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Ranked. That's just it. Rank grind. When the game first came out, there was a lot of tips and tricks, you know, things like that. But now that's really all you see. Now, it is cool if you're a ranked player, but to be honest, how much content can you really make out of rank grind unless you live stream it, right? If people really mess with you and they want to just watch you grind ranked, you know, by all means, go for it.
Now, what I will say to that is, I think Rhyme Style's doing pretty good, and Reacts as well. They like do little wacky teams and they'll go in a comp, but still, like, it's not fun because the same characters are getting played. You're going to go against the most broken character at the time repeatedly, and that's no fun for anybody. So as far as like content creation goes, custom battles, like that's where it's at. That's where it's at. And then maybe you can get together a group of friends to have a fun little tournament, you know, with some stipulations or something. That could be fun as well. Like there's content to be made. You just have to have the right people of the right mindset, the will, the drive, you know, the determination, and honestly just love the game. Be a fan of the game, be a fan of the characters. Like that's where a lot of the content creation is going to come from. And then outside of that, every DLC, you know, as soon as a new playable characters comes in, everyone's going to be flocking back. All these new videos are going to be coming out. Oh, this new busted mechanic. Oh, this new Gohan Beast is broken because of this. Did you know that Piccolo can do that? Like, there's going to be new game changing mechanic. Like, there's going to be, you know, content when those comes out as well. So it's there. You just have to make it, right? There's not going to be anything that you look up and you can just react to or whatever. Like, but you have to dig within and pull that creativeness out of you, pull that video out of you, right? So that means a lot of people are gonna have to sit down and write out, plan some stuff out, and see what comes up.
Now, I've seen some creators that have found success in this area. And congrats, bro. Y'all really worked your ass off to get as good as you did at the game. And so far it's been paying out. Yo, shout out to Asura6, bro. That man busted 100-hour stream doing ranked, got good at the game. Rose, President Rose, that man, I don't even know if he broke 2K, but that man was holding like well over 1,500 people in the live stream, bro.
I'm not gonna lie though, it's kind of the thing with Rose is he was speaking up for smaller creators in that space, which is fine, you know. The thing is though, he's one of the larger creators. He's one of the larger creators. It is nice to have a larger creator, you know, like defend smaller content creators, but regardless, like it was kind of weird coming from him. Not a big deal, like again, because any representation on smaller for smaller creators is a good thing, but you know, his success, he's grinded and he's done all he's done all he needed to get success now, which is probably why he was able to hold as many views as he did. I think I peeked in on one of them, and he definitely has an interesting personality. So, yeah,
bro, that was insane. You know, shout out to those guys, man. I'm giving them their flowers. You know, I see like Senju out there making content, and Chikage, even Makai was out there making tips and tricks, and saw huge success and huge numbers in that content early on.
Look at his views, bro. Look at his fucking views. That shit's crazy. But he created the Sparking Zero community that I'm one of the mods in, and he feels as though kind of like the game kind of like doesn't give him the views he wants. And my whole thing is like, if I have more, if not more, but if I have like equal to or like 50% of the views based on my subscribers, then I'm like cool with that. Like these numbers based on how many subscribers he has, like that's really good. Like that is what you want. But he's kind of like strayed away from the game. I don't know if it's because his live streams aren't doing too good or what, but like his long-term video, like these are doing good. But he's moved on to Bleach and whatnot. But I feel like if he would have stuck with this, his channel would have blown up even more.
Out there making tips and tricks and saw huge success and huge numbers in that content early on, right? But first, as far as the rank goes, only a few have seen continued success. But even them have seen drops in their numbers when it comes to the live streams and content. Now, as far as the episode battles or story mode, whatever you want to call it, we knew there wasn't going to be much content around that part after the first few days, or at least the first week, right? Once people started grinding it, and when the what ifs were found out, and even like the Gohan Black leaks, you know, came out, it just kind of ruined it, right? It was just kind of like, well, there's really not much else to do now, unless you.
Real quick, so yeah, the what ifs and stuff like that fell flat for me. Those were not as in depth or as vibrant or wacky as I thought they'd be. The Gohan Black was definitely the coolest one. I didn't see Trunks and Vegeta fight fucking Jiren. I missed that. I didn't care enough to. I don't like this iteration of Future Trunks. I just beat his normal thing and went on with it. But Gohan and Piccolo definitely carried. But regardless, it still fell flat for me.
We were grinding for the Super Dragon Balls and, you know, whatever. That's just about it. Once you're done with it, you're done with it. There is really no going back. But let's talk about custom battles. Now, this is a fun section of the game, and some of the community members are crazy talented with making stories or like crazy hard levels to beat. But some of y'all need to have those rights taken away from you. Some of that needs to be just disabled from your Sparking Zero account or whatever it is, right? Because don't act like I don't be seeing them TikToks. Y'all nasty. Y'all need to go outside or do something. Y'all just need some help.
I didn't see nothing. Look, I haven't seen nothing yet, and hopefully it stays that way. I didn't see nothing.
All right, but no, in all seriousness, man, with the custom battles, some of you guys are pretty pretty talented, man. Y'all doing some crazy work. I myself have had a blast making custom battle content, but for some reason it's not being picked up in the algorithm like it was before before the game came out. I feel like a lot of us smaller creators had huge spikes in content, from the views to the live streams. All of that stuff leading up to Sparking Zero was crazy work. You know, it was a lot of success and a lot of things that we saw that we felt like, yo, this is it. This could be the potential that we were looking for as smaller creators.
Here's the thing. It's not anything to do with the algorithm. What it comes down to is the fan base, interactions with the game. People just stopped caring. Ranked ruined it for a lot of people, and a lot of people didn't hop in this game with the expectation and the want to play Super Mario Maker. So no one really cared about the custom battles. Everybody wanted to hop in, play as their favorite character, climb the ranks a little bit, and move on. Nobody was gonna play this game all day every day. Games are super competitive right now. There's mini games out, right? So this was gonna be a more casual type game that people were gonna pick up, play every now and then, play probably for the longest span of time with their friends in tournaments, and that probably be about it. But all the negativity around the game for no reason, might I add, just because of these certain characters being how they were, it pushes people away, to say the least. So I wouldn't blame the algorithm. I just think that the desire and the interest in the game has definitely significantly dropped since it came out. And that's really what it comes down to. So really, at this point, the only people who are interacting with the game are like true DBZ fans. Like people who are still making videos today are true DBZ fans who love the game, love the characters. And like I said, you're going to see a flock of people come back when the DLC comes out or whatever. But until then, like the people who actually care about this game, care about anime, things like that, like they're the only ones that are going to be playing this game and making videos. And I highly suggest that anyone who's watching this, go seek out those creators and support them. Support, King Sarge, support me, support the smaller ones. Go to the Twitter Sparking Zero group. There's like 18K members right now or something like that. It should be easy to find, and just peek around in there. We're always talking all day, every day, and yeah. So,
but now that the game is out, it's just like everyone disappeared. The live streams are lacking. The views are insanely low. I don't know if it's something that has to do with the algorithm, or maybe people just don't care anymore. Now that they got the game in their hands, they don't care. They don't really rock with us the same way that they said they were.
Exactly.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that still are loyal and still pop in and want to see how we're doing and stuff. And that's what's up, and I appreciate y'all. I really do. When Sparking Zero first dropped, the trend was to really try to make like tutorial videos or like tips and tricks on how to do certain things, or how to combo this and how to defend that, or different movements. And don't lie, we've seen it all. A lot of people have come up and made those type of videos. Hell, I even made a video about it, and that was one of my best videos this past month. It broke like 11K views or something like that. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to make those kind of videos, right? Because it just wasn't entertaining to me. It's just once you learn it, and that's it. But shout out to those that saw success. But even then, it feels like it's pretty much died out about now. Now the only thing I keep seeing people complain about in the community is they want super counters nerfed. But for some reason, y'all out here spamming the super counters to evade the crazy vanishing wars. So it is what it is. Either use it or don't use it, man. No one's ever going to be happy. Someone's always going to want something changed. But I don't know, man. Hopefully there's a common ground, or maybe some people just adapt and get better. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not the best player in the world, but I can live with it. Another question that's come up, where are all the collaborations? As smaller creators, we knew that collaborating would be a big thing to kind of help us grow and share our audiences and all that. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like everybody just went straight to rank grinding and mauling in the higher ranks when they fought, like, a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or a Super Vegito or MUI Goku. But, it's just kind of like nobody really reached out and really did any kind of collaborating.
I do want to touch on that too, because that was kind of a big one for me as well. I joined so many groups, like at least 5 tournament groups, a couple different communities. When I say communities, I mean like Discord chats, and then the one Twitter community. And at this point, Ghost Town, nothing, no interaction at all. The PlayStation group chat that I joined, only like 4 people play it. The 2 Discord chats that I'm in, nobody, and they're all for tournaments, might I add. Nobody's organizing anything. And the Twitter community, I remember when it was at like 2K, 4K or whatever, and it shot up to 18. And at this point, everyone's just complaining. Like, I try to make some posts here and there being positive and whatnot, but, I feel like I'm one of the only ones doing it. So it's kind of rough. But yeah, no, like for sure, like before the game came out, everybody was talking about, hey, if you want to run ones, hit me up. Some people had hit lists. People were talking about, tournament group chats and things like that. And it's just like, none of that. And I know what it is. The interest for the game died out, and it is what it is. Interest for the game died out. Everybody went back to their usual game. We were happy because the game was beating COD and sales, but now everybody flocked to COD because long term, like Call of Duty is more sustainable than this is. So it's just it's a little upsetting that, you know, all these people had this initial hype around the game and they're nowhere to be seen now.
You know, what happened to the tournaments? What happened to the
Yep.
just different challenge? You know, something to be creative. Like I see these bigger creators, what they're doing, right? And it's always the same.
I don't. I don't. I seen early days Lotus. I seen Lotus was in a couple with some of his dudes. But it would be nice to see these dudes like host their own like little tournaments. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, that they got their own lives, they got their own things going on and whatnot. But I feel like with as small as this community already is, like why not? Like why not once a week, once a month, or something? Like do a little creator war. I don't know. That's probably asking for too much. You know, their channels, their lives, they do what they do, but it just wouldn't hurt anything.
Ones. We already know who it is. Rhyme, Nano, Dotto, C-React. You know, all those guys, what are they doing? They're doing creator tournaments. They're doing like custom battle challenges. And it doesn't matter what they do because the views are going to be there anyway. For me, I found joy in making custom battle videos, right? Because I feel like that's fun. You know, you can see different people's creative ideas. Now, I even went as far as making a randomizer series. I thought that was fun to me.
Yeah,
you don't know what to expect.
Yeah. The random, that was cool. Now I don't, you know, I'm not trying to shoot shots when I say this either, but like it was like a generic, you know, vanilla idea. But what makes generic vanilla ideas entertaining is the creator behind it, right? So, for instance, King Sarge, his commentary and stuff like that made it interesting, made it fun to watch, even though it was a really basic idea. So, you know, you can have a basic idea as long as you as an individual are creative and exciting, and you know, you have a personality that brings something to it, you know what I mean? So never shy away from it. Just make sure you're able to cover the slack of whatever the slack may be.
Brings like a suspense thing. Now that's entertainment, I feel like, and I enjoy making those type of videos, you know, because I feel like I can add more personality than just mindlessly grinding rank. You know, it's just kind of like, it's not my cup of tea. But honestly, man, I just want to know what y'all think. Does Sparking Zero really have enough substance to last as long as we thought? Is there really enough content to really make it to stand out? Now, I did say a few months ago, this might not be the breakout game for a lot of creators, myself included. Nobody knew what was going to happen once the game dropped. You know, it could be a stepping stone or it could just be nothing. But honestly, man, I just feel like the whole state of the content creating thing just kind of took a weird turn when Sparking Zero came out. But
So I have a unique perspective on this just because, you know, I have a regular job, you know, I have a kid, have a family and whatnot. So this isn't like a job for me, and I honestly don't expect it to ever be a job for me. I don't mind making videos like this. I don't mind making reaction videos. I never expected to blow up off this or anything like that. I'll make my own little creative videos here and there where I'll sit down and plan some stuff out. Like I'll do that. But a lot of people were harping on this being their breakout game. It's not going to be your breakout game. This game doesn't have a fan base, despite how many people on the internet want to act like anime is cool and all that stuff to them now. This world is not as popular as people are trying to make it seem. This is not going to be your breakout game. There's just not enough fans to sustain that. It's just not going to happen. So again, for me personally, like I see YouTube as more of a hobby. It's more of something that I can just do to kill time, something I can do to, you know, stay busy. And, you know, one day if I just so happen to make it big and things go well for me, then cool, that's great. But even if that were to happen, I don't think this would have been that game. I don't think this would have been that game for anybody. I think at most would have got a couple thousand more subscribers. Like that's about it. Like I wasn't expecting nothing too crazy, but regardless, you know, I have a lot of new friends. I'm a part of some good communities. Like it's given me all that I think it can, and I'm fine with that. So.
But I want to know what you guys think about the state of Sparking Zero. And honestly, what is the type of content that you're interested in seeing from creators? Are you interested in watching ranked gameplay? Fighting other creators is probably going to be the best bet, right? Collabing like that, challenging this, I called out so-and-so, making fun tournaments, doing, maybe challenges or like creating, what ifs. There's so much potential that could be done, man, but nobody's really tapping into it other than the bigger guys. I really want to see that change. I want to create challenges. I want to do things with other creators, but I don't know, man. I guess we're just gonna have to see what the future holds. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below about the whole state of Sparking Zero. Did it really pan out the way that you thought? And also, again, what kind of content do you want to see? What kind of content from Sparking Zero would you be interested in seeing? Drop it in the comment section down below, man. Make sure to like the video. It's been your boy Sarge. I'm out, and I'll see y'all in the next one, man.
All right, well, there you guys have it. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to check out King Sarge's channel. Link to the video in the description below. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel as well. King Sarge, if you're watching this, you know what I mean. I'm all down for collaboration. If you want to run some ones, you can run some ones. If you want to try and organize some wacky videos or whatever, hit me up, man. I'm everywhere. You know, I'm not hard to find. Because no, I completely agree with you. Like the collaboration and stuff like that, it fell flat so hard. I think what it is, it just comes down to like a creative standpoint. Not a lot of people are willing to sit down and plan some deep creative stuff. And you know, I'm not trying to shoot shots or nothing, but even with Rhyme and his Three Idiots thing, like that's not even the most creative thing. Like they build somebody who's super freaking hard to beat, and then the three of them fight. You know what I mean? What makes that entertaining is their three personalities mixing with each other. I feel like there's more creativity to tap into, especially with the Dragon Ball Z universe. So regardless, you know, by all means, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You keep doing what you're doing. You guys check us both out. I will, you know, keep up with your channel, and yeah, man, I'm gonna keep these creative juices flowing. So regardless, that's all I got to say for you, King Sarge. And again, for everybody else watching, check out my channel, check out his channel. Thank you guys for watching, and let's keep things peaceful. I'll catch you in the next video.